Are you looking at the screen? Why is no one talking about this? Warner Brothers just released the first 8 minutes of the War of the Rohirrim. I'm not putting Lord of the Rings in front of that any more than I did for the Rings of Power. It's available on X, Twitter. Why? There's a lot of conjecture, but it looks like Warner Brothers is terrified nobody gives a shit about this movie. I think they're right. All right, I had to get my earbuds in. Here we go. This is the first 8 minutes of a movie. A first 8 minutes of a movie that nobody wants, and Warner Brothers knows it. Let's see what we can see here. Here we go.
It is not easy to hold on to hope when an ill wind blows. Winter bit hard that year, yet still the siege held fast.
So I don't know why we've got that weird selfie angled thing. There's nothing I can do about it. Again, if you want to watch this on your phone like this, like it's a TikTok video. Fuck, I hate that shit. Like it's a TikTok video missing the entire, 16:9 of this. You can. Don't know who this is. Here's the thing. It looks great. Asterix. It looks great for an anime movie. Okay? Like Vinland Saga. Let me tell you how far I made it into Vinland Saga, because everybody kept telling me I got to watch it. I made it about 10 minutes in, and I'm out for a variety of reasons. Some of them are cultural, some of it is the animation style, some of it is the voice dubbing. Let's see if this little nugget does anything to inspire me or for me to change my shitty attitude about this film.
Who's out there?
Okay, what I'm gonna do here is say that it was bad audio syncing because I'm watching this on social media doing stop and start.
Show yourself!
What are we thinking? I have to stop and be this annoying asshole to make it transformative. I'm sorry.
What happened here? Speak!
He killed them all. I saw.
So if this is what I think it is, this is Helm Hammerhand running around like a wraith and an apparition in this winter battlefield during a siege. And he is the one they're referring to out in the snow. This would, in theory, and only because I know what the story is, these are the bad guys that are being killed by the apparition, which again should be Helm Hammerhand. Who knows who it is?
He tore them apart with his bare hands.
Who did?
Helm Hammerhand.
All right, I was
No
right.
living man. It's not natural, the thing I saw. He's coming for us all.
So here's my question. Again, was this decision to change the aspect ratio from a theatrical 16:9 to this TikTok thought nudie aspect ratio just for the kids? Or was it to make you go to the theater because they want you to see the whole spectacle? Or are they trying to hide what they have to focus in only on the characters and the action? I mean, I it's a rhetorical question.
Save us.
Okay. I don't mean to be that guy. Really, I got enough real shit to worry about without bitching about bad entertainment. Why do you think I disappeared off YouTube for 6-8 months? I don't really like the way this animation looks. Maybe it's an anime thing. And if it is, and again, you guys love all your anime, I don't want any fucking anime suggestions in the comments below. Okay? Got it covered. It's fine. It's not my thing. If this is the way anime looks, and if this is normal and natural to you and you're not having a problem, tell me in the comments section. Okay? To me, I said it in my last video, the Ralph Bakshi, Hobbit, Lord of the Rings stuff, to me looks so much better than this. All right, so it's Hera. You know, the character that doesn't exist. This is not Helm Hammerhand's daughter. I know that, look at the face shape, totally manga anime, I get it. I'm gonna ask an obvious question. What the fuck does that have to do? I'm gonna be that guy. What does that have to do with J.R.R. Tolkien? Okay? In the deep Anglo history of Great Britain, no disrespect to the director or the country of Japan at all. You make fantastic things and you make a lot of goddamn money with it. And most of it isn't infiltrated with agenda and woke and all that shit. But what does it have? Oh, fuck, whatever.
Father? Father!
Okay, so that, again, this would appear to be accurate. None of what you're seeing, any, again, of these actions of this unnamed daughter of Helm Hammerhand are in any way articulated within Tolkien. Everything you're saying is made up whole cloth. Helm Hammerhand did disappear out into the battlefield and was this apparition in Wraith going out and murdering all of his enemies. That's true. All of this, I do not give one shit about. I care about Helm Hammerhand. Also care about his two sons who are valiant and heroic. I care about all the men struggling in the city. I don't care about this.
Night after night, a ghostly horn echoed in the deep. The harbinger of death. Fear took hold of Wolf's men. Whispers spread.
Okay, this is good. This is all good. And again, I've said it in video after video for the last 2 years. Everything we're seeing here, I'm going to say this snow looks fantastic. The music looks fantastic. I cannot stand Hera in the way she's drawn. However, this is the first thing that I have ever seen related to the War of the Rohirrim where I'm like, all right, goddamn, that's cool. Now, the problem with this is, again, all of this stuff related to Helm Hammerhand is over in the first act. Why? Not because I'm an asshole, but because Philippa Boynes told us 2 years ago at the Anansi Film Festival. Okay, enjoy all of this stuff that's like, ooh, that's Tolkien. That's cool because it's over in the first quarter or third of the movie. Now, considering this is 8 minutes of footage from the movie, I don't know what the movie runtime is. Is it 90 minutes, 120 minutes? It's a pretty good chunk of movie to get the good stuff, if you know what I mean. So what the hell did they deliberately omit to get you to go to the theater?
That Helm Hammerhand was human no more. He
That's
bore
good.
no weapon, and no weapon could smite him. A terror, born of madness and grief. A wraith.
This is okay. This looks pretty good. Looks pretty
Wolf
good.
returned to a camp stalked by death. His carefully laid
Wrong.
plans in disarray.
But we'll roll with it.
He was king of nothing. But Wolf, son of Freka, would be damned before he was defeated by a ghost.
So, again, every single thing that this made-up character is saying, these are not the words of Tolkien, and I believe that you can tell that if you're even a casual reader. I am not a book Yahtzee. I'm not. I am at the point where, and I said it in the videos that I've done, I am tired of people using an intellectual property has a sandbox to put in whatever they want and only play to their strengths, whatever they may be, and ignoring the work of greater men and greater women in certain cases, obviously. But I'm going to use the term men very loosely. Greater men with greater visions, okay? And taking that vision and warping it, in my opinion, to fit whatever narrative or right they need to fix, because there weren't enough insert reasons. People of this race, people of this sexuality, people of this gender, go write your own fucking fantasy story and make it all about that. Leave Tolkien alone. This is okay. It should not have Lord of the Rings in front of it, except for that first quarter of the movie. I will give them that, unless they've selectively edited out something that we haven't seen. You guys, the lore, what happens, what starts all this, who kills who, why all this happens. Again, all of this stuff from Hera's perspective, I don't need it.
Is it true what they say? What? Has the king become a monster?
A terrible, unholy sight. Eyes that burn like coals as he feasts on the flesh.
Helm Hammerhand.
I actually like Helm Hammerhand more because of that little made-up sentence. This part's all right. Again, give credit where credit is due. I'm going to say this again. If this wasn't an anime, if this was one step above what Bakshi did with The Hobbit, we might be in business for that first quarter.
Is no wraith
of the whole movie.
But how did he disappear from a locked and guarded room? Answer me that.
I don't know, but I do know he can't walk through walls.
Perhaps he can.
The only ghoul haunting these halls is you.
Okay. This part isn't that bad. Credit where credit's due.
Hera?
Olwen, can you hear me?
Hera? Where's she gone?
I guess this passes the Bechdel test. Is that what we're doing here?
Olwen!
Okay, are we doing that thing with the undead army in the mountain, where Aragorn and Gimli and Legolas go? And because I'm not going to stop this video and go look up the name because I'm tired and I haven't eaten all day, and I'm still getting used to working every day after several days off Thanksgiving, my brain's not functional. Are you getting that vibe? They're maybe going to steal that riff of the Tumult Pass guys. Again, none of this exists within Tolkien. This is wholly made up. Are these anime tropes that I just don't understand? Is that Gollum on a skateboard? What are you feeling on this? I want to like this, guys. I want to not feel disappointment. I don't like this part.
Wait!
I like the 10 seconds of it. I sit here and I stare at the screen, and I should probably edit this and make it all snappy and put in like Eric Cartman going, put a chick in it and make it gay. I just don't give a shit enough to do that. I want to kind of sit with this in you, the viewer, and ask you, is this what you wanted? Because if you're just whatever, the question is, are you going to go pay whatever the price of admission is to go see it? I'm not. Not based on this.
Oi, Rot! Check him before you eat him, you fat slug!
What the fuck is this? Wait a minute, orcs with a ring? Hold on. I was trying to be nice, and I was trying to be calm and objective, and maybe I'm just being a dick, and the world's hard enough, and what the fuck is this? Why are there fucking goblins or orcs with a...
I told you before. Orders from on high.
What does Mordor want with rings anyway?
Okay, all right.
Hey, the less I know, the better.
Smell that?
They can smell you from Mount Doom.
No.
I know one thing I needed in the middle of Rohan and a snowstorm was a goblin, and I'm guessing that's an orc, out collecting rings from soldiers on the battlefield. What do you think of this? What do you... It's got orcs. Looks, it says Lord of the Rings. Fuck this.
Smell fresh meat.
Okay, what the fuck am I looking at? Okay, those of you who have a PhD or have done a dissertation on Tolkien, and in particular, the appendices, feel free to correct me in the comments section below. But if I may, in my layman's, just as a fan of the writing, what the literal fuck am I looking at right now? Okay. So are they borrowing? Is this like an ox troll? Is this like a mountain troll? Is this a snow troll? Because in the Lord of the Rings, the boys got a cave troll in the Fellowship in Moria. So naturally, we've got to have this, I don't know, this guy wearing this Texas like longhorn steer hat in the middle of the winter in Rohan, with the orc and the goblin out collecting rings for Mordor? How could I say anything funnier than just pointing out what is on the screen?
Here, Shank. Got ourselves a live one.
Not much meat on her. May as well feed her to the beast.
Is this what I expected? And we're about 3/4 of the way through this preview. I don't know what I expected. Honestly, I expected to maybe be a little wrong. With everything that we're seeing here, again, I think we can see how when I've kept saying again, what Philippa Boyens, who produced this, said is that pretty much anything even vaguely related to Helm Hammerhand and what happens to Helm Hammerhand is over in the first act. We're seeing all of these threads in time being built into this made up character, the unnamed daughter named Hera. All right. I don't know what just happened there, but I'm guessing that's Helm. Who is so if he's dead, it's a very material apparition. And if he's not dead and it's Helm Hammerhand and he lost his marbles because of the siege, he's running around on a loincloth when everybody else is freezing to death. Did I miss something?
Open the gates!
What is that?
Open the gates! It's the king!
All right, it is Helm.
The gate to stop!
Oh, do you have some rope, maybe?
Go!
Again, could this have happened within the history of Helm Hammerhand as it's written by Tolkien? Is there room to wedge in this random derivative shit from what Peter Jackson did? Well, what's the right word? You can shove anything you want into those cracks. I mean, we saw what the Rings of Power did in 2 seasons. Look at all the things they stuffed in their cracks with that. It doesn't make it the Lord of the Rings or Middle Earth.
What are you doing? Rohan still needs you.
No, Hera. They need you.
No, whoa, no. Okay, all right. God, I was so right. I was more right. You know, I don't want to be right. I don't want this to be a girl boss movie. Helm Hammerhand has 2 named sons who are valiant, who would have taken over the kingdom for him. And I know they die later, okay? None of this could it have happened? Maybe, but what we're seeing, in my opinion, is a derivative of Theoden speaking to Éowyn on the battlefield. Are you getting that vibe?
You must lead them now.
I'm afraid, Olwyn. I cannot save them.
Perhaps.
So I think that's it for it. The rest of this is trailer. If I look at this, I've got about 1 minute and 20 seconds left.
There is something you can do.
This looks very anime, very, very anime. Look at that.
You can choose.
Okay, we've got, I'm guessing that's not a dude. I'm guessing that's a woman. I'm sure that's not a deliberate agenda choice. Eagles. Because fucking Bilbo got eagles and Sam and Frodo got eagles. Come on, guys. A made-up girl boss character by Philippa Boyd's daughter named Hera deserves eagles. Did you see another fucking woman, and it's something that pretends to be fucking Lord of the Rings, climbing another ice cliff? Haven't we had enough of that? Remember the art, like the not Gladry? Oh, God.
You can choose how this ends.
I'm genuinely speechless by this. Oh, wait, what are we doing? I got in a discussion with Nathan and Manethrin that potentially this could be canonical, but they wouldn't be the same creatures with the same baskets of Middle Eastern guys. I'm sorry. That's what it looks like in the films. I don't buy this for a second. Okay. I just see a cut and paste. You know what this is like? It's like if somebody's making a comic book and they're using a lot of 3D assets to fill in for characters and stories. This feels like somebody took a 3D rendering of something, a member berry, and then changed it 20% and stuck it into whatever this is.
We cannot show weakness, not to her.
Advance! Is there no...
All right, that looked like a Frazetta, Death Dealer kind of an outline, very classic fantasy kind of iconography.
left to face me?
Those helmets, which could be, I don't know, could be some beast within the Legendarium, remind me a lot of Conan. Are you getting that vibe? Remember Conan with Arnold Schwarzenegger? A lot of the Conan books too.
HELM HAMMERHAND! Still!
So we've got rides. Are those rides of the Rohirrims? Where did all the snow go? Okay. Whoa, did you... So they're coming down that same hill at Helm's Deep. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's what they did. That silhouetted horn thing is going to be another cut and paste of Gandalf, remember? In the Two Towers, who saves Theoden and Aragorn after the siege. You
may wear a crown upon your head, but that does not make you a king.
To whom are you pledged?
Death!
I only have one question for you. If you've made it this far into this bizarre video, is she girl bossy enough for you? Is she checking all that empowered female? I wonder if she's gonna call herself Skywalker at the end of the movie too. Oh my God. So they did do it. I did a video about it yesterday where I went on about this scene. They released this. They really did that. They really had this thing where this girl with much shorter arms than a man who has a short sword and a much taller man who has much longer arms with a long sword are somehow going to pass on a narrow bridge, and Wolf is their version of Wolf isn't going to skewer that scrawny little white girl off that horse because reasons. Is it the Force? I was right.
When the songs of this day are sung, when the names of its heroes are read, we will stand!
All again, anything involving Helm Hammerhand and the army and all that is over in the first act of this movie. It's baffling. I said it yesterday. It's baffling to me the amount of time and effort and talent behind this. Could this have been, again, if we just stuck with the story, 80% of the story was Helm Hammerhand, and you could make up 20% with this unnamed daughter? If you got Tom Shippey in here to make sure that you were lore accurate for the, or at least go, okay, that's not dumb, or that's not totally wrong. Somebody like him to validate this, maybe this could be worth watching. I thought about secretly going to see this at the theater where I live in the middle of nowhere, and then talking about it with my friends. Seeing this 8 minutes, I am not going to see this in the theater. Not. I may go on the high seas to watch it with my friends. What are you going to do? This is like a fucking funeral all the time, talking about all these intellectual properties. I'm sorry, I should probably try and be fun. I don't know what to say. 8 minutes. I tried to EFAP this as best as I could and be entertaining. I don't know. Did it have a couple of good 10-second bits? Sure. Not a fan of the animation, and not just because it's not anime. I think some weaknesses here. It had some good moments too. I thought she was like wearing some little bustier thing and naked thing, but she's not, which actually maybe would have made the movie cooler. I like some of the winter combat scenes here. If I turn my brain off and pretend that they're not trying to say that this is Lord of the Rings, a couple of scenes here look okay. I think that's the money shot to me. This should have been the movie poster. This is what we wanted, the story of Helm Hammerhand. I don't think anybody wanted the story of the unnamed daughter with an anime face like this, who runs into a goblin and an orc in Rohan in the snow looking for rings for Mordor. And then she runs into whatever the fuck this thing is, this with its big old Texas Longhorn hat wearing self. How do you end a video like this? You say, thanks for watching. Please hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Consider subscribing. I generally don't put out a lot of content. I haven't made back-to-back day videos in probably a year. As ever, I am Salty Traveling Sea. You have a good one.